What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hybrid Movies. I'm your host, as always, Nick, and I'm joined by Michael.
What's going on, everyone? Glad to be back on another episode. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, and we got James with us.
How's it going?
And speaking of post-apocalyptic franchises, we got an update on the new Terminator film from Tim Miller and James Cameron.
Oh, wow.
So, while doing press for Alita Battle Angel, Cameron spoke to Yahoo, if I remember correctly, and basically told them what the title is they're going for right now, plus kind of, I guess, where Sarah Connor is when we find her in the film. So the title is Terminator Dark Fate. Basically, he says that Sarah Connor has been even more damaged than what we saw her in T2 at the end of that film, so she's kind of, gone into, I guess, seclusion almost. I think we saw like a behind-the-scenes reel where it looks like she's living on some kind of like farm or something with Arnold as he's the T-800, and I guess they're possibly living in Mexico too. I think that's where a bulk of the film is going to take place at, but I think it's interesting. One thing that is kind of throwing people for a loop is how it almost seems like John Connor is not going to be in the film. Like, possibly he died at some point between T2 and this one, or we don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like they're kind of moving away from him being like kind of the main crux of the franchise, and they're introducing these new female characters played by Mackenzie Davis and Natalia Reyes. So what do you guys think about this? James, any thoughts on the new direction?
As long as it's not Terminator Genesis.
Oh, God.
Man, like it.
As long as they don't spoil the movie in their trailer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Don't even remind me about that.
So is it safe to say that Cameron has disowned Genesis?
Yeah, he was forced to say it was good. Man.
Kind of like Ridley Scott in Alien.
Kind of like Mark Hamill before Disney got to him.
Oof.
No, I was joking.
But even still, like I always liked seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger. I always liked seeing him, play, be the Terminator. Like, even if the movie is bad, at least, Schwarzenegger himself can be intimidating, whether intentional or not. You got Tim Miller, so that really increases my faith a lot, because I love what he did with Deadpool. So I guess the question is, like, how do we follow the series? Like, we got Terminator 1, Terminator 2. Do we acknowledge 3 or Salvation?
No, they're all scrubbed away after T2.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I think so.
So at the end of T2, we saw them driving, presumably towards Mexico. They were leaving. They stopped Judgment Day, but now it looks like there was a quote dark fate, I guess, in this new timeline that happened. I guess who knows what's going to happen. Find out in November.
Yeah. And it's good to see another James Cameron product that'll be coming out in the near future, instead of. Let's see, how long has he been working on the Avatar sequels now?
10 years.
Goodness.
And we're finally going to get the Avatar 2 next December.
Almost
there.
Almost there.
Yeah, it's got another 500 and something days to go.
Yep.
Oh my God.
When he's not diving down to the deepest parts of the earth.
Imagine going back to 2010 and talking to audience goers like, "Oh, I can't wait for that new Avatar coming out next year."
Yeah, keep waiting.
I know I know. James Cameron, like, and it's strange because I love a lot of James Cameron's works. I think he is a master craftsman at what he does.
Yeah, especially sequels. You can't rule them out.
Yeah, no.
So Avatar 2 confirmed greatest film of all time.
The question is, how much money is it getting?
Yeah.
$3 billion.
I hope China has that kind of money.
It's gonna be an event film in of its nature, just because it's been 10 years in the making. People might want to see what happened since the last one, revisit it, because what the shtick for the first one was like how like the technology and like the 3D effects and all that. Stuff, right?
They were. Yeah, I think people were more impressed with the technical aspects than the actual movie.
So I'm interested to see what's. I know this is we're talking about Terminator, but just thoughts came about Avatar. Like, I hope it has those same level of advanced technology that'll get audience goers in seats, because if not, I'm not too sure how great it's going to do compared to the first one.
Yeah, I mean, we talked actually recently. Me and Sisha did an interview with the VFX supervisor who worked on Alita. He worked on Avatar, the Lord of the Rings films, and everything. And he was talking to us. He's from Weta Digital, and he was talking to us He couldn't comment too much on where they are with the Avatar sequels, but he did say that obviously what Cameron's trying to do is to take it again to that next level. So where he's going to innovate once again. Well, I'm curious to see what it's going to look like.
He's raising the bar.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he keeps raising it. How far up is he going to go?
He'll raise it as far as need be, because that's what great filmmakers and innovators in general do.
Yeah.
They keep taking risks and expanding on the technology. James Cameron does it. Peter Jack.
I keep thinking like he's gonna be like stretchy. Like, remember that episode of Simpsons where Milhouse was kind of like stretched out and everything?
Yeah.
God. Oh man. James Cameron's just gonna look like one of those like those blow up things you see at a car dealership. Those big
wacky inflatable tube man.
The tube man. The stretchy arms. So reach for the stars. But anyways, Michael, going back to Terminator though, what are your thoughts? Terminator Dark Fate and the whole like story thing, I guess, like no John Connor, maybe the female characters.
Interesting choice. The one concern that I may have is I there's like a recent trend where like they're kind of cutting out the excess sequels that didn't work and just starting back from the last good one. In my opinion, I don't think it worked really good for a film like Halloween, where they did that, where they kind of ignored the other sequels and I think they start off from the second one, right?
Halloween, no, they only acknowledged the first movie.
Oh, the first one. Okay, so hopefully that works in this case, because by the end of the two, like you said, they're driving to Mexico. A Dark Fate, maybe there's something that we didn't see they're alluding to. So I think it could line up to be something good. James Cameron and everyone else involved seem to be enthusiastic and have a good team. So fingers crossed. I mean, that's all I really got to say about it. Hopefully it goes good, right? We're not, as long like James said too, as long as it's not Genesis, we're already doing good.
Yeah, I was actually looking up the Terminator quotes. Apparently, the end of the film, there's like a voiceover. He says, "There's no fate but what we make for ourselves." So, there's a tease or something. Maybe you can decode that.
They made the Dark Fate by doing what they did.
Yeah, by stopping Judgment Day. Maybe they made something infinitely worse.
Judgment Day 2!
But anyways, I think that is going to round out the show. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. This has been episode 62. If you guys want to answer, or if you guys want to ask us questions, then we can answer them on the show. You can drop them below, or you can tweet at us, or hit us up anywhere on social media with the hashtag AskHybridMovies. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and talk about movies, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at who's_Nick. Michael, where can the people find you at?
Yes, people, you can find me over at FailWhale34 on Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTubes.
They can find me on Twitter at HairBeverage.
Yes. Go find James. Go tweet at him about episode 9. About hopefully that trailer drops today. Imagine the trailer drops right when we finish recording or something.
Oh my gosh.
Probably going to happen. But anyways, that has been the show. We'll catch you guys next week.